Well, if he does, let me know, and I will make my way out.
Oh,
Okay.
really? You don't get
Yeah.
along with Jeffy?
No, they haven't gotten along in quite a long time.
It's not that we don't get along. It's just that I don't. We're
I don't really
past.
know
We're
the guy
past.
very well, so it's
Well, we're past our previous issues. It's just I don't want to uh, be associated. He does some real he's really Jerry Springer type style. Like if he senses drama,
ah.
he's going to hop onto that drama. He'll even mix himself into the drama to make it worse, so that he has something to
Yeah,
record.
this is
But
not the first time I have heard this
yeah, so I have no
about
respect for him.
Jeffy
So I have
from other
zero.
people.
Yeah, I have zero respect for him, and I won't
So,
be on a recording with him because of it.
well, we'll see if he even chose. But yeah, no, I don't think I've talked to him very much, if at all. But I have heard similar things, and I'll go no further because I write speech. I don't spread tales and stuff. But I think that I am justified in going far enough to say is like, aha, this is not the first time I've heard this description of his behavior.
Right,
So, but I haven't experienced it directly myself.
right.
Yet.
Yeah.
But well, no,
So,
I give everybody. I think everybody as they come. Um, but that's
well,
yeah, that's interesting.
if you really want to know what happened, I'll give you the nutshell. He interviewed me. I'm the one that taught him what government means, and he'll hop on different calls and different shows. He'll be like, "Yes, you know that government means mind control, gouvernemente." It's like I'm the one that taught him that, but anytime mind control gets brought up, he'll hop in front of me and say it before I can.
Right? Huh.
Like the real slime ball kind of stuff. Um, he
I mean, that's the sort of thing that I think a more courteous thing would be like, oh yeah, I've heard about that subject, but really, you should listen to V on this. He's
right,
the guy that told me.
right.
And
So he kind of owned it and made it his own, even though that's like my area of expertise. And but yeah, no, he had me on, and I was trying to promote a company. Basically, I basically just got on the board of directors of this company that was basically selling weed before guns became available everywhere.
right,
Um, so this so one of the other people that was involved with the company came on. This particular person has a drinking problem,
right.
horrible drinking problem, and he doesn't know when to shut his mouth about stuff. And they became like buddy buddy,
Huh.
and he basically he's talking out of his mouth, and we're going back and forth, and uh, Jaffe's just loving it. He's like, "Oh my god, controversy, controversy," and he's like putting the fire on the to
Yeah,
the fuel in
yeah,
there, and he's
yeah.
perpetuating and being an instigator. And it's like, listen, I don't do Jerry Springer type shows, so we're ending this now, you know. So this
Funny you bring up.
because of this, he ended up not only getting his friend kicked out of the company.
Ah,
Yeah, because of what he said. I left the company, and the company kind of crashed afterwards.
hmm,
So this is,
that's bad karma.
this is the kind of person Jaffe is, and I don't
Uh,
want any relation with him anytime soon.
that's the kind of guy that we used to have a saying. You keep him on a short leash.
Yeah,
Um,
I want him out of my sight.
I used to know this guy. He was a really great, fun guy, but only in certain areas of life. And in other areas of life, you didn't go there with him. As long as you just stayed away from like this particular guy was. I'll tell you a story. This is a true story. This isn't the quantum gathering yet. Um, so a bunch of people got together and decided to buy something that was in the black market at the time. It was a substance. That's all I'll say. And they gave the money to him. And I'm like, it wasn't something that I ever did or do, and it wasn't something I wasn't going to give. I knew better than to give this guy money. So he goes off, and this is the thing.
Mhm.
He goes off, and everybody's waiting for hours. He comes back hours later, and he didn't bring anything back because it was so bad quality he wouldn't insult them. He just did it all, but he will pay them back payday, next week, and that was him typically. But a really sweet, good guy. But there were certain areas where it just wasn't. Don't rely on him to pump the air if you're going down in a deep sea diving suit, because some girl will walk by on the dock and he'll like completely forget this sort of thing. But on the other hand,
Right.
he was a great guy if you wanted someone to sit at the bar with and tell jokes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But not much more.
Right.
I'm not saying, it's a one-to-one, but I'm just saying, every person, you've only got certain areas sometimes that you really want to associate with them on.
Yeah, well, I mean, and on top of it, doing his shows, he's got to thank everybody who's done something for him, and it's like 30 minutes of an intro.
Really?
To a 2-hour show. I fell asleep on him a couple times. Like in 30 minutes, he's still talking. He hasn't even introduced me yet. 30 minutes in, it's like I can't. This kind of people that just love to hear themselves talk, essentially. And Jaffe's one of those people. Yeah. So I'll do without. Thank you.
It's a pretty presumptuous handle, when you're taking on the handle of Jaffe Ryder, which is from a very famous book. Wasn't Jaffe Ryder the Neil Cassidy character from On the Road?
He even has to steal someone else's name. That's great. Wow, he's a piece of work. Okay.
Well, we all have we're on the internet here. Nobody uses their real name except for Mark Edworthy, but it's hard. Sir Mark Edworthy Baronet is so well known around the world he can't possibly hide himself. But
no, his lordship is too grand.
Some people only use an initial, just a letter.
Yeah, I don't use a name at all.
Five is here. Hello, Five. It's the law of five.
There you go. Yeah, I want to keep a name out of it. I'm quite the opposite. I don't need to be known, but my information does. So that's just what I focus on. I'm not a egotistical person that needs to hear himself talk for 30 to 40 minutes, actually, before he can introduce his own guests.
That's you don't have to be there on time. You can just get there a half hour late and you'll be in time for the show.
If I ever did another show again, which probably will never happen, but yeah. Yeah.
What kind of show does he do? What's the topic?
I'm sorry, what are we doing right now?
No, I mean that Jaffe does. What kind of show were you doing? What kind of shows does he do? Ancient Aliens, or?
I think he's just trying to keep up with the Joneses with his show. I think it's about anything, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got a snowstorm coming here. I just saw a couple of little icons. Oh, yeah, a little thing. I'm house sitting a friend of mine's cat, babysitting his cat. I'm not actually staying there 24/7, but I go over there every day, spend a few hours with the cat, play with him and stuff. He knows me very well. And my buddy calls me, my pal through Brian, and he's like, there's a snowstorm coming. I was like, yeah, I saw some flakes on the forecast thing. It's probably just that. So I look it up. It's 6 to 9 inches with a half an inch of freezing rain as well. I'm like, oh, it starts tomorrow morning, runs through the afternoon of the next day. Okay, I was hoping all that was over with, but it's still February, I guess.
Oh, my God.
I went out and got extra milk. So.
Oh, the restraint I have right now.
Uh-oh. Thank you. We all thank you for your restraint.
Wait, have we started Quantum Gathering yet?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, it's okay for you to... It's okay to leave and go and enjoy some strange pussy. All right, it's okay. You don't have to tell that that you know the cat, you got permission or anything. You got some strange. It's okay.
Very funny.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You got that out of your system. Now we're going to go.
I got it out of my system. There we go.
Going over to the quantum gathering here in 50 seconds or something. I think 9 o'clock is the traditional time. So, and I think this is probably what we're going to get for now. So we'll get started here. Hello, everyone. Welcome once more to the quantum gathering. What that is, well, nobody knows precisely for sure. It's sort of like a state of quantum uncertainty. What will cause the field equation to collapse this time? Nobody knows. It might be anything from a good laugh at one of these off-color jokes, or perhaps some theological insight from Tan might help us along. Perhaps Mark Edworthy will read us in great detail the end-user agreement that we must all sign before we leave the show today. Or it might be Roger with his wit and wisdom and kind of homespun Mark Twainy kind of humor that he comes up with sometimes.
Nah, he's the dirty old man.
Not on this show, he's not. We're keeping it clean. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the Quantum Gathering. We're here going to talk about the arts. We're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence, which is what the hoi polloi call large language models, or LLMs. And perhaps even discuss some of the differences between artificial intelligence and actual intelligence. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, good. Everyone's microphones seem to be working. Roger doesn't seem to be saying much, but he likes to be quiet sometimes. And Pan is muted. I don't know the show he's going to hang with. So yes, we've all been thinking about artificial intelligence of late. And now they're talking about the AI bubble actually bursting. And this is an aspect of it. And maybe, Mark, you might know a little something about this. But there has been a huge amount of monetary investment in these technologies. And also apparently investment in building up power grids, the infrastructure to provide the electricity that's going to be needed for them. And yet, from what I've heard, it actually hasn't started making any of this money back. And I think some of the investors are starting to wonder how much longer all of this is going to go on before, the bubble bursts. So
you see the same thing as the dot-com bubble in, 2000?
Yes. Yeah. I tried to start a .com and get in on the bubble, but I didn't do it until 2001, so I missed the bubble.
Yeah, I was actually working as a web developer at the time, funny enough, in the e-commerce sites.
Huh.
Didn't really affect me, but yeah.
Well, we started a website to review comic books, and this was just after Marvel Comics had been listed on the stock exchange. And a lot of people were pouring money into .coms, and my buddy's like, I want a .com. So I backed him with it a bit and got involved. And it was a pretty successful site for a while, but right after we founded it, more or less the bubble was bursting, and a couple of the comic book companies were kind of sniffing around us, but then everything collapsed, and the money never showed up. Someone told me if we'd opened it like a year before, we probably would have been, because we just wanted to build a site and sell it to one of the big companies or something. But instead, we ran the site, and we were getting like 4,000, 5,000 unique visitors a day, which was pretty good. We had like maybe a dozen writers, reviewers, and we were working with a lot of the alternative comic companies. Today, you'd call them the underground comics. And we would, average underground comic run was like maybe 8,000 copies. So if 2,000 people are coming to our website every day reading about it, we were pretty significant in the alternative comic scene. But it wasn't stable ultimately. And the guy that was running it, I might have talked about this before. He had some deep personal issues, and he had a tendency to make people hate him. which is like he was a really, I think I might have talked about him before when he was managing, like, so we had like a dozen writers from all over the place, kind of like this, and they were like doing this editing and sending it in, and he was editing everything and doing the website, and he would sometimes meet them. And one guy came up from New York City, which isn't far from where we live, and he came up here to stay with him. And he was going to stay for the weekend. He left the next day and wrote this scathing column about this horrible person. And it happened a couple of other times. He would like meet some of the guys. He'd spend, like a day with them, and he would just rub people the wrong way. But as long as he was behind a keyboard, he was brilliant with these guys. But some other things came up, and like I said, it just basically fell apart eventually. It was never really designed to be a long-term thing. We just wanted to build something to sell. And I think it might have run for like 4 or 5 years or something like that. But Comic Book Galaxy.
Funny enough, I got a friend who started off a small comic book store in my area. He gave up about a year ago. But he was going to start up a website, was asking my advice on that at the time. But yeah, he ran out of money. But yeah, anyway, going back to your original point, we are going to see a peak. Are we close to a peak in the AI market at the moment?
And that's the thing, because, they're always talking about improvements, but what can they really improve that people can really notice or take advantage of? If you make something 1 million times faster, people will say, wow, but if you make it like 2 million times faster, will they, 1 million times faster is still faster than they can keep track of. If you're offering someone a new product or some kind of an improvement, they have to see something tangible, because the market is the lowest common denominator. These aren't people that are going to be oohing and eyeing over the symmetry and the elegance of the coding. They want their Captain Kirk type technology going. Mm-hmm. So what happens when investment stops? That's what I'm wondering about. Or will people just stop investing?
For me, it comes down to the quality too. Like how I've told you about, like, I do like the audio quality, like when it comes to these AIs, but like the graphics are really, really bad.
Huh.
Okay.
They're not really good.
Okay.
Well, seriously, like, okay, like Satori, Satori makes good graphics. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, he just released one. It's great.
But he pays for it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And the amount of money that he pays for that kind of graphic detail and the quality in it, it's good money. You know what I mean? So you're not getting you're not getting on these platforms and using the free AI to get that good quality. And if you don't know what you're doing with the audio, then you can make bad audio with AI too.
So what you're saying is there's money being generated by this?
Yeah, big time.
People are paying.
They're paying. The last time I checked, I believe for one of these graphic AIs, you have to pay like $300 a month for it.
No,
$300 a month.
Yeah.
No.
What are you getting
That
for?
sounds about right. There's some actual cool AI stuff out there.
300. I guess. Well, I'm old. $300 ain't what it used to be, but it seems like a lot to a guy my age. I remember when $300 was 2 months' rent.
Well, you consider the content that you can put out. I've been keeping a little bit of tabs on all the forms of the AI content that's being created, and I'm going to tell you the most intricate, the most detailed, the most fluid of animations are coming with the adult movies that they're making with them now. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that the AI is bad. It hasn't made it yet because it has. there's a few things they still should work out. I would like for them to apply this awesome technology, not just with adult films, but maybe some kids' cartoons, things like that. That'd be awesome. Maybe some,
I'd
you
love to
know,
see Basil Rathbone playing Sherlock Holmes again. You know, I'd
yeah,
love to see. If I'd like to see an Indiana Jones in his 20s, not in his 80s. You know,
right.
there's so many things you could do. You could bring Humphrey Bogart together with Charlie Chaplin and the four original Marx Brothers. You could have any actor that you could think of that you like with any other actor doing anything, including anything. But I've seen some. I don't know if you guys have looked at the Doors Brothers. They have a YouTube channel. They do some very realistic stuff, and they've actually got an AI service now called Door Labs. I think I shared that in the Element, Roger, once. It was just very interesting. But again, it is a paid service. And I did not stick around long enough to see what the fee would be because I don't have the money for that. But just the results they do. I mean, this is something that we were talking about in science fiction when I was much younger about how you can make something that is indistinguishable from reality. To a point now is I don't know if I believe any image of like somebody say, "Look what this person did. We have a picture of him doing this," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know that." It used to be, yeah, if you saw a photograph, that was pretty damning evidence. And you could even analyze the photos and, say, oh, look, that shadow isn't quite right. They'd always mess up somehow if they tried to do it. But nowadays, my goodness, you can't tell. You have a whole movie, you know. You could fabricate movie footage of anyone here committing any kind of an act. You know, there's a picture with all of us, Stalin, Hitler, Vlad the Impaler, all these guys hanging out. Like, look who they hang out with.
Well, I think it's going to get. Well, I mean, so people were getting angry about the deepfakes, right?
Right.
Now you could just recreate the person entirely and have them do things that were never done, at least
Yeah.
not by this individual. And yeah, it's because personally, I didn't think I kept checking the news on that with the deep fake stuff. I didn't think the deep fake stuff would last, but no, in my opinion, I think it was protected. Because
Right.
there's going to be things going to be done by people who are protected by the system who actually get caught on camera, and it's going to be, oh no, it's not real. It's not real evidence. No, there's no Epstein videos. Get out of here.
Well, that's the thing. It completely eliminates this. Again, that used to be a piece of pretty convincing evidence. Now has thrown everything into doubt. So it's kind of the technology has removed that tool, which is very, very, very scary in some ways. But yeah, no, there's so many ways you could exploit that. Just the fact of the existence of the technology, like you're saying, oh well, this isn't real. How could that be? You know what doesn't look real to me are those bloody A-bomb films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever see those? And somebody pointed out, and I'm like looking at them again. I mean, I remember seeing them as a kid. The trees and the houses exploding and stuff. Little car, and I'm looking at that. I was like, damn, that's fake. That's fake as all get out.
Right.
Again, I think the original films aren't available. Kind of like the moon landing films. Oh, we lost them. What? But yeah, go on, Raj.
I kind of see like in two different directions on this whole thing though, because like for one thing, I think like especially when it comes to court systems especially, all right. I believe that the internet shouldn't be there. Like there shouldn't be any kind of court cases where they're using material that is pulled off the internet in a court case. It needs to be something that's material, something that's in the real world. You know what I mean? Like if you have evidence that's a picture, it should come off of a freaking camera.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, instead of, well, you mean like film?
Right.
I mean, I've
Film
often
or
thought about that. Like, if you're going to do UFO research, you should be using film because of the electromagnetic effects that are reported with these things. I think it would affect any digital system that's transistorized. But that's a good point, Roger. And in a perfect world, I would agree. Yeah, I'm only going to accept a film photograph. Unfortunately, I know a few photographers. It is very difficult to even find film sometimes.
Well, these
I know a
days,
guy that went to daguerreotypes, actually. It's easier for him. He does daguerreotypes.
I saw a Patreon, or not a Patreon, a GoFundMe some time ago. A guy was trying to bring Polaroids back. He had this little mini camera, and it would take instant pictures and create it for you. Which I think we should have never left Polaroids. That is still the pinnacle of technology, as far as I'm concerned. But as far as pictures are concerned, no. But they want everything digital because it comes with metadata. Metadata can be spied on. It can be sold. It can be used against you.
It can be manipulated very easily.
Manipulated.
That's what I don't like about it. I was talking to somebody about, people spend all their time reading on tablets and stuff, but somebody else can change your book or erase it, or it can have a thing. I've got a paper book with ink. It uses sunlight to read by. It's resistant to electromagnetic pulse technology. It can't be hacked. Nobody even knows when I'm reading it. It's very low power usage. I just have to pick it up and use a little muscle power to turn the page.
Well, we've kind of already done our modern day version of book burning, because with the pandemic, that gave the government excuse to cut down library time. Most places I've been to since I've been back, library is open maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, even before the lockdowns, the libraries, at least the libraries around here, I've watched them going downhill. I mean, I've always been a library fan. I've known a lot of librarians. I've hung out at libraries all my life, and they had a huge thing where they were trying to pass this bond issue to get all these millions of dollars so our local library would have an expansion. And I'm like, they wanted everyone to vote for it, and I'm like, well, is there going to be more books? Because they're like, we're going to have a computer room, we're going to have this and a little museum, and I'm like, is there going to be more books? Like, oh yeah, more books. No, less books. They were done. But they have a huge computer expansion room. So there's maybe 20, 23, 25 terminals there. Everybody with a card has I think it's a 2 hours on plus another 2 hours for somebody else. So if you're just using it yourself, you can be on there for 4 hours. These kids come in after school and they sit there, they fill the whole thing up, and they play computer games.
Yes.
And nobody's reading books. And books that I joyed in going there to read. I mean, I would go there and read Gargantua and Pantagruel, which is a wonderful Rabelais. It's a French book. It's amazingly wonderful book. But when I went to take it out of the library, nobody had taken it out for 10 years before me. There was still a paper stamp thing. It hadn't even been computerized yet. And I said, I'm so glad this is here. And they said, that's our job, is to have books here that don't get read very often. Not anymore. Then they say, well, it's in the system or you can download it. I'm like, I want to go to the shelf and take the book down and read the book, sit at the desk here,
Right.
So yeah, they were already replacing the books with computers, which were supposed to be this wonderful tool of learning, and all I ever saw was kids playing video games, which you do learn a bit of hand-eye coordination, but it ain't like sitting Aristotle.
Right.
So and another thing that was really huge there were DVDs and video cassettes back during the VCR days. And they actually put a couple of our local rental places, remember the video rental places, Movies Plus and stuff? They were put out of business because you could go to the library, get them out for a week, and it was $1 a day fine if they were overdue, which wasn't bad. But you had them for a whole week for free. So, and they just kept expanding the video section, and again, fewer books, more. It's so you can watch TV or you can play games. It's a library. That means books. But yeah. So, and then of course, with the lockdowns, they took advantage of that. I still think that, cupidity and stupidity are bigger factors than conspiracy to explain the deeds of history. I made that up. People see a bad situation and they exploit it. Everybody's doing it. Someone else does. The next step is logical, and it's always a race to the bottom. It's always grab mine. I'm going to do this. We were talking about this last night about, you give a manufacturer a blanket amnesty. You cannot be sued. You have absolutely no motivation to make a good product because you cannot be sued. You will be paid no matter what. If you give people tap water to shoot into their bodies, and they were the lucky ones, and they made $1 billion with no comeuppance for any of their malfeasance. And they did it. They did it because they could. That's not. It's society is to blame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the one of the things though that we're going to see is a flattening of the AI thing. I mean, how much more can people really bring AI into their lives? This gets back to like how many more? I mean, is the market saturated? I don't think I'm going to be spending $300 a month on AI anytime soon. I mean, certainly some people are, creators, studios, people that want it, and it does wonderful things. And I think it is going to have a cascade effect in things like movie making. It already has, radio production, music.
Well, if I can, I guess we need a couple more people for the RPG. But if we do have enough people for the RPG, I'm thinking about that very thing, getting this AI thing going, so I can create actual videos that are going along with the narration of what's going on in the RPG. Then I'm gonna have and then I'm gonna have the fight scenes because I do have Space Marine mods for Doom 2, and I can replace the sprites of the enemies and everything, and just have a completely different, brand new game with all the mods.
Wow.
So I think that would make some very original content. Nobody steal my idea.
Not me.
Let me write
And
that down.
I don't even know halfway of that, man. I don't know what any of that means. Like, yeah, it's cool.
Don't
Great.
worry, I've taken a note. I'll guide you through it later on. We'll do it. We'll steal his
you
shit.
think we can do it?
Good.
Nah, I mean,
okay.
I'm talking to Otto. We're gonna steal your shit.
Oh,
yeah. We'll get over on Lovable and we'll like develop it. Yeah.
It won't be as good without me. You need the crunchy moments.
We
The
know.
V factor.
We know.
You need the V factor.
Now, the one thing that stuck out to me, Otto, was when you were talking right there. It's that post that you made on Discord the other day. I thought that was pretty interesting when you posted that, because like with the AI music and the way they wanted to portray it as like they actually wanted to come out with that music to push it to where it gets more click or just as much clicks as
that
video
interview
game.
thing.
Yeah,
The guy talking about and he talked to that was very interesting. AI and music, it's from my perspective, I'm at the bottom of the musical heap. I'm just a guy that plays. I mean, it's just a recreational activity for us. We get together. We are going to start playing out a little bit. And Satori D has created some Satori-delic stickers for our band, including some band logos. I've been sharing them with the guys. We're looking at the designs, and we're going to have merch designed by Satori. But yeah, I mean, we're going to play out at a few places, but we're just some guys that get together and play. So for us, there's no real application of AI or LLM that I can really see. But that video that guy made, it was interesting seeing the stuff that engineers are using it for. But I also saw, again, there's a danger, and even he said if you're working with it musically, all it does, and we've all talked about this before, and Bob did some wonderful talks about this. It's a mirror, it's a smoky mirror, and it can be useful, but it's not the same as having somebody you're working with who's going to criticize you, who's going to say, hey, let's not do that. Let's do this instead. AI is just going to say, that's wonderful. Let's do this. And you're like, oh, good. It loves me. And which is great and everything, but it's also cool. It's like, no, do this instead. Dun, 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 dun. And like, oh, yeah, that sounds good kind of deal. So it's not really relevant to the level I'm at. It's not something, because again, we're just doing this for fun. AI would make it less fun. We want to get our fingers dirty and blistery, and we want to make mistakes and sweat. Well, we don't want to make mistakes, but you know what I mean.
But then your hands are going to be like not in the best condition to use when you're with the groupies after the show.
Well, I've got a hands-free technique, but we're not doing that kind of a show.
Oh my goodness!
We'll do the Tibetan yoga show some other time.
Yeah, you were about to get raunchy there. Oh my goodness! Let's keep it PG, Otto. Come on.
PG-13. No. None of that. I'm a good boy. No. But yeah, the thing that AI is really going to change is, I think, is for music, is going to basically remove musicians from the equation for a lot of music. Producers are going to love it. Record labels are going to love it as far as they still exist. And you do get this thing where you don't even, the next step is, of course, you don't need record labels anymore. More and more people are discovering they can create their own music just like they like and get exactly what they want, write their own lyrics or have the lyrics written for them, write their own music or have them, and just tweak it to whatever they want. But at the same time, people still like stars. People still like going to concerts. They still like buying CDs and listening to and talking about the latest album that's going to drop. So you've still got that publicity machine thing going. But all these record companies have to do to keep, to hook into that market, which will, I think, always exist, is just create AI musicians. And it does away with, musicians are like the weak link in the music business. Not in music, but in the music business. They're the guys that smash up hotel rooms. They're the guys that have to be paid for their work. And my God, they expect a day's pay for a day's work? My God. So I could just see these executives rubbing their hands with glee. We don't need the musicians anymore. But that'll just bring musicians.
You don't have to worry about Tito getting arrested and driving drunk and hitting somebody because he's got 4 hookers in the car and blow all over the dashboard.
Yeah. Or Jaco Pastorius getting into fights in the bars, or Lemmy getting busted for crystal meth, or all these things. But it does bring musicians back to where they've always been, live performance. Because nothing can replace live performance. And the one interesting thing about that video, he was saying during the lockdowns, when they were trying to recreate live performance, they do simulcast and Zoom. People hated it. You want to be in a room and you want to hear the music through your thorax. When those strings, everybody hits that string at the same time, and that power, boom, it just hits it right in the chest. Not me, I'm up on stage, but you can see it, So it's like, that's where musicians always have been. And for most of human history, a musician is a servant, just a guy you paid to hear some noise, or very often you made the music yourself. So I think we're going to have a great rediscovery of that. It's going to separate the wheat from the chaff. Because it's going to be, if you're going to play now, it's going to be because you just want to play. It's not going to be because I'm going to be rich one day, I'm going to be a guitar hero. It's like, no. That's for the mechanical man. But you can play music. So that'll be good.
Anyway, guys, where's Roger? Is he still around?
He's there. He was waiting for you.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to say anything until you got there.
I'm here. I'm just trying to be quiet because we've got all these intellectuals having great conversation.
Yeah, right. You're just enjoying your coffee.
You on the stream, Roger. Where's your screen avatar / user?
I see it. You're not able to see it.
It's magic.
Are you off the stream? I see only 4 squares on the stream, and
I'm on.
No, dude. We're all here. Your stuff is glitching, but we're all here.
No. I'm not talking about the Jitsi session. I'm talking about his Rumble stream.
Oh, I'm not on. The reason why I'm not on the Rumble stream is because I'm hiding my my avatar
see.
here on Jitsi. So
Oh, jeez. Why would you do that, man? Then it will look like Roger Hansen is not ever on the stream except
well, I'm lying to
your
Rumble. I'm
your
making
voice.
it out like I'm actually Mark Edwardy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah.
Sir Edward,
Lord Edwardy, the avatar.
Lord
for
Edwardy.
Lord Edwardy. Since he hasn't really talked very much, I just exploit him for.
We've been talking. We've been talking. Actually, I was going to get back to Mark about AI and whether the bubble is going to burst anytime soon.
By the way, I heard you guys talking about going back to old-fashioned cameras and
Yeah.
doing away with like digital images. You know that have ways of authenticating digital images, whether they're authentic or not.
Of course, computer forensics, of course. However, not everybody is going to want to be thorough in their research or any information they want to regurgitate. So you've got a problem.
I mean, if it's digital, even if you examine it forensically, can't somebody foresee that examination and manipulate?
There's a digital signature embedded in the image. It's like it's a signature that you cannot forge the signature, right? So that. I think Sony has some like proprietary technology that improve on that, where they make it more like foolproof or fail safe.
You see, I don't have the background. I can understand film and how that works. For me, digital is, again, I always say my knowledge is empirical, entirely empirical. I push a button, something happens. And my basic understanding of it is it's basically you're pushing electrons, it's numbers, this, that. So when I hear, like we were talking about this authentication, I can understand that they say that this is authenticated, but then I think, okay, well, what about the system that you're using to authenticate it? If this relies on the whatever you're using to take a photograph, for example, to encode that at the time it's taken, can't that whatever software itself be compromised or used in a way where you can have a different authentication kind of thing, a different date or a different place put into it?
Well, when you're talking about using photos like digital photo as proof in a court, then there's got to be some body that approve that a certain method of authentication is reliable, right?
Right.
So,
so
you have at some point you got to trust that somebody is somebody
there's always a point.
Is trustworthy.
Yeah. And you know, as somebody said, we don't get justice. We get justice in the next life. Here we get the law. And the law, you know, there has to be a point, obviously. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's just my own personal kind of, I always go a little further down the rabbit hole. Yeah, but what if this? Yeah, but what if, it always would get me in trouble with, people would say question authority. And then I'd question the people asking me to question authority, and they didn't like that.
Well, I mean, my whole thing on that was actually half finished, okay? And when it comes to like the court system, the reason why I brought that up as an example was because I think that too many people are relying too much on the internet. So with all of this AI just filtering or saturating the internet, I think that could be a plus, because more and more people are going to say, look, if it's off the internet, we don't want it in the court systems. We don't want it in this or that, because they're going to know that that's just garbage and that we don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, with the advent of AI deepfake technology, it's going to be harder to prove that a certain image is authentic. But then again, there are technologies that there are solutions to those challenges. One of them is the digital signature, like I mentioned. The other one is they have a blockchain solution to image authentication. Now.
There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, from a pure like regular Joe user kind of people, it's hard for us to discern whether an image is authentic. But from a technology's point of view, I mean, when it comes to legal court,
right,
stuff, there's technology solutions to authenticate images, whether they're trustworthy.
Well, like you say, there's a point where you simply have to take things on trust when it comes to these.
Yeah.
You
need to put your trust in the right body, right people.
Yeah.
You were talking more on the lines of like the type of setups that would be kind of like NFTs, right? When it comes to what you were talking about with.
Let me just.
His audio's breaking up.
Yeah.
Tan, he gets all rowdy and stuff. Starts making
that spaceship he's on there.
He
can you hear me still?
Yeah, you're there now.
Heard you.
All right, I'm here. I see. You see, so at some point, my level.
I blame it on Linux. I mean, I know you guys are real big fans of Linux, but it's
I think Jitsi.
Yeah.
Holding my microphone.
Well, Jitsi has its problems too, but like that's serious Linux problems right there. Like it's not really working out all that well for you because of the Linux program.
Oh, this is completely coming out of left field, but I'm suddenly remembering now. Tan, did you see that video I posted, or that link, the YouTube link I posted in Minds?
Yes, about some king that was martyred. I your post as well.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I was thinking about our conversation earlier about G.K. Chesterton, and I was thinking about it'd be interesting to do a show about irregular saints. I mean, this guy was a Welsh saint, but I don't think he's in the church calendar. You know what I mean? But there were a lot of guys that were regarded locally as saints for whatever reason, even had like a local cult, and just kind of now there's just ruins and stuff there. But I thought that might make an interesting show sometime, just irregular saints. And it goes with what we were saying. The church only recognizes a saint, doesn't create one. So can the people recognize a saint?
Right. Yeah. That's kind of goes like with the Saint Santa Muerte.
What's that? You broke up.
They would campaign for church to.
Well, you're breaking up, dude.
Oh.
Try turning your mic on and off. I worked for Roger the other night.
Yeah, that's IT move.
Okay.
Come on. Have you tried turning it off?
Let me leave and.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully that'll clear it up. Although we sounded okay there.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny because they were just weird saints. Yeah.
There's
my favorite is Santa Muerte, of course. Saint Death.
Saint Josephat is interesting because that's from Bodhisat.
How do I sound now?
I heard that quite clearly.
Very clear.
Well, it'll stay like that for a while, I guess.
You sound good.
You even look better on the video.
Yeah, actually, your video's coming through better now, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got better connectivity, maybe.
That was really good.
So you were saying? Couldn't really hear what your last statement was.
I forgot what I was saying.
We were talking about Chesterton and irregular saints and Chesterton.
Yeah. So you were saying whether can the people recognize the saint? Can the people canonize the saint? Right? It was your question.
Yeah. I mean,
I,
obviously, they do locally sometimes. These guys are called saints, and they're regarded as saints by the local population.
Mhm.
And then very often their cult fades or it just becomes depopulated. But like I said, I do not think they're in any church calendar or anything. And
Right.
sometimes it's only mentioned in one church, tradition that, this one area of the country lists him as a saint. None of the other church records record him at all. So it's a very localized thing, obviously.
I mean, I know. No, I mean, if the church is part of the official, as part of part of the universal church, they cannot willy nilly declare somebody a saint without Rome's declaration.
But I wonder if it was different in his time, because that was like, the Middle Ages.
Yes. I see your point. Yeah, possibly.
There were a lot of changes in doctrine in those years, and again, that people were so out of touch with any kind of central authority. There were all sorts of deviations, from orthodoxy that would more than tolerate it. I mean, what could you do about it? You didn't even notice it going on. I think the biggest problem they were having, like in Ireland, was the tonsure. Because I read that they had originally Christians from Egypt have proselytized in Ireland, and they had an ear-to-ear tonsure, where they would actually shave the whole front of the head.
Yeah. I just remember, speaking of irregular saint, in Vietnam, there is a Catholic priest that was martyred by the communists back in the 40s, probably. He was beheaded, and there's an effort to have him canonized, but Rome hasn't. There's nothing from Rome yet. But even before that, there's people doing pilgrimage to his grave, and they pray to him already, and they're already claiming the miracles attributed to him from their prayers. So there's that.
Well, that's the people's contribution, I guess. And that's what they were talking about. Chesterton lacked local cults, lacked a lot of miracles, although apparently the one person they mentioned in the article felt that his mom had been healed through his intercession. So, when Rome didn't even know this was going on, I could see people just doing this. A guy like that, the king they describe in that video, I could see where people saying, yeah, I'm going to the church they built over his grave. This is the guy that saved our land, and he, an angel appeared to him and all this kind of stuff. So, perhaps in another time, he would have been officially canonized if people simply were aware. But as it is, the cult faded out, as they do, Black Plague comes through.
Let me share.
Depopulate.
Let me share a link to this. Interestingly, another Catholic Reporter article about him. Let me share it on our Jitsi chat right here.
So I could see him in a stained glass window holding his head on a platter, maybe?
Maybe.
I always think of what kind of iconography they're going to come up with for it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, they are moving forward.
Yeah. It looks like they are. This article is pretty recent, too, so... So it's Father Francis Xavier Jung.
Interesting. Yeah, says here the bishop confirmed that Rome has authorized the beatification ceremony. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you're right. It's first it starts with the local cult following,
right,
and then the what do you call it? The request for Rome to recognize the sainthood.
Yeah. So, But I guess in the absence of Rome, people still have saints.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so they can continue to pray. They can pray to anybody, right? That they
They're getting
believe is
results.
live a holy life, and okay. So if their answers, if their prayers are answered, then that's it's a good indication that that person is in heaven.
Yeah, and can hear you.
Yeah.
It's good. Huh. But yeah, when you think of the dozens of these small local saints,
Yeah, it'll be good. You know, I mean, Roger did dead popes before, so
dead
maybe
popes.
he should do it.
There were some interesting characters that thrown
So
out.
he might want to interest you to do another follow up for.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in dead
Unrecognized
presidents.
saints.
You know what I mean?
How about Ben Franklin, the
Roger?
only president of the United States who was never a president of the United States? But he's
Yeah,
on the
right.
seat. So,
But he was a founding father.
you know, it's terrible. I don't even know who's on the Canadian money. I know the British money usually has the sovereign on it, so I don't worry about that. But
Laurier.
who?
Sir Wilfrid Laurier, do you know? He is might be the first. No, John A. MacDonald is the first prime minister.
Wow. Wow, actually put prime ministers on the money. Kind of weird. Well, most monarchies put the sovereign on the money. So you know it's his money.
So Wilfrid Laurier is the 7th prime minister of Canada. And John A.
He must
MacDonald
have
is
done
the first.
something. He must have been very influential to get on the money.
Well, yeah, I don't know what he did, influential, but I mean, in when I went to university, Waterloo, across from my school is the University of Wilfrid Laurier.
Nice.
So yeah, they have a university named after him.
Very nice. Oh. So yeah, I had to bring that up about the Saints before I forgot about it because it just seemed like
Yeah. I mean, so I put a comment in your post. You probably didn't read it yet, but he was in the 6th and 7th century, right? So this is before the Church of England split from Rome. So you're right.
Wait, these guys were these were Catholic Christians. There was only one church back then.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't Arians or anything like that, obviously.
Yeah. So you might
They were
still be-
Nestorian. But so they would have been. Yeah, and it's interesting because you look at these Welsh chronicles and stuff, and they're full of holy men and miracles and saints, local saints, and then kings being castigated for warring against fellow Christians. And there were still a lot of pagans running around swinging swords as well as Christians. So, you always had pagan hordes you could always go fight against if you wanted to. They had something they called the Great Heathen Army at one point, just marching around England. Mark probably knows more. I'm sure you're better at the history than me, but I think I remember something about the Great Heathen Army. Just basically all these.
Is that where Antifa got its start?
Welcome to the point of gathering, where minds unite